Good evening, guys. Can you hear me? Am I audible online? Online, can you hear me? Yes, good evening. Preeti. Good evening, Preeti. Good evening, Prashant. Chinmay, good evening. Yes, guys. Guys, 1 minute, 1 minute. Uh, Pujita, you're going to get yesterday's videos. Don't worry, okay? So you're going to get the YouTube link, Pujita. Please go through that YouTube link, okay? Yes, good evening, Aditya. Good evening, Ramavat. Right. Okay, guys, let's start. Yesterday, we completed the differences between Unix and Linux and differences between Windows and Linux. Right, guys? So today we are going to discuss about types of operating system. So categories of operating system and architecture of Unix. Right, guys? So types of operating systems. How many types of operating systems will have, guys? What are they? How many types of operating systems will have? 3, 4, 5. Huh? How many of you will have, guys? How many types of operating systems will have? 3. Very good. What are they? CLI and GUI. Guys, will have 3 types of operating system. Okay. I'm not asking operating system flavors, guys. Okay. Windows, Linux, and those all operating systems flavors, right? So let's see here. So we'll have 3 types of operating systems. Types of operating systems. Okay. Single user, single tasking, single user, multi-tasking, multi-user, multi-tasking. Got it, guys? Single user, single tasking, single user, multitasking, and multi-user, multitasking. Right, guys? Okay, guys. So let's see, guys, here. Single user, single tasking, best example. Yesterday we discussed few operating system. In that, which one is the best example for single user, single tasking? Yesterday we discussed about DOS, Windows, Unix, Linux, and those all stuff, right? So which one is a best example for single user, single tasking? Microsoft Windows. Microsoft Windows or DOS? So Microsoft DOS, not Windows, okay? So Microsoft DOS operating system is the best example for single user, single tasking. Guys, DOS means, do you know about DOS? Do you know about DOS, guys? So do you know about CMD? Command prompt. Let's see here. So this is our command prompt, right? CMD. How it is looking? Black screen and with white prompt. That's it, now. Yes, no. Right? Like the same way we'll have DOS. If you switch on the machine, you're going to get one prompt. So in front of the prompt, we are going to execute the commands. So here we doesn't have any user concept. So we doesn't have any multitasking concept. So we are unable to log in as a multiple users into MS task, right guys? Only one user he can able to log in and only one task he can able to perform. I hope you got it, guys. So only one user he can able to log in, only one task he can able to perform. So this is called MS task. Because of that reason, MS task is a best example for single user, single tasking. Single user means we are going to log in as a only one user at a time. So we can able to perform only one task. Only one task means we can able to execute only one command at a time in MS task. So coming to Windows, sorry, single user multitasking. Best example, Windows. How many user accounts will have in Windows, guys? Two. So what are they? Administrator and guest user, right? So for example, you are trying to creating two different user accounts, right? So in your operating system, if you switch on the machine, so after a few moments, you are going to get the login screen. So on top of the desktop, we can able to find two different user accounts. For example, Chunno, Munno, like this user accounts will have. Got it, guys? So can we able to log in with the help of those both the users into our operating system? For example, you have only one laptop. You and your brother, both of they're using those laptops, guys. That particular laptop, okay? So morning to evening, you, and evening to night, your brother, right? So you are trying to deploying few softwares and few things according to your requirement. Evening, your brother, he is going to log in and then he's trying to deleting, then what will happen? You're going to lose your applications, right? Yes, no. So because of that reason, how you're going to restrict with the help of user accounts? We are going to create one user, normal user. This user, it having the restricted access. So this user is unable to install the unable to uninstall the software. So he can able to play the games, he can able to watch the movies, whatever if you want to can do, but he's unable to change the system settings. I hope you got it. So for restricting purpose, we are trying to creating one user account. So if you're creating the can we able to create the multiple users, guys? Yes. In Windows, can we able to create the multiple users? Yes, we can able to create one user account for you and one more user account for your brother. Right, guys? So you are going to log in with the help of your user account. Your brother, he is going to log in with the help of your brother's user account. Got it, guys? I hope you're clear, right? We can able to create the multiple users, but can we able to log in with the help of multiple users? If you switch on the machine, you're going to get the like login screen. There you'll have the two user accounts. Can we able to click both the users? No. Means we can able to log in with the help of only one user. So after login, you can perform multiple tasks. Got it, guys? If you want to can watch movies, if you want to can serve something from internet, and if you want to can listen the music, whatever if you want to can do. Those are all multitasking concept. Single user means we can able to log in as a single user, and after login with the help of single user, we can able to perform the multiple tasks. So because of that reason, Microsoft Windows is a best example for single user multitasking. Windows client operating systems. Got it, guys? What is client, what is server? I will tell you, don't worry. Clear? So Microsoft Windows is a best example for single user multitasking. Coming to multi-user multitasking. Yes, guys. Coming to multi-user multitasking. So Unix and Linux. Those both are best example for multi-user multitasking. So we can able to log in as a multiple users and we can able to perform the multiple task. I'll show you practically, don't worry. We can able to log in as a multiple user and we can able to perform the multiple task. So because of that reason, we are saying Unix and Linux having multi-user multitasking. So I hope you're clear, guys. How many types of operating systems will have? Three types. What are they? Single user, single tasking. Best example, Microsoft Desk operating system. So single user, multitasking. Best example, Microsoft Windows client operating system. Single user, multitasking. Unix, Linux like operating system, even like Mac also, multi-user multitasking. Mac also. So I hope you got it, right? Clear? Right. So next type of operating systems, I hope you're clear. So now we are going to discuss about categories of operating systems. So let's see guys here. So we have two types of categories, server and client. Guys, without server and client concept, there is no IT infrastructure, remember. Got it? So without server and client concept, there is no IT infrastructure. Okay. So this is server and it's a client. So what is server and what is client? Yes. Do you have any idea? Yes, guys. So what is server and what is client? Server, server, client, client. So server, it is going to provide the services to the client. Very good. What kind of services? What is your name? Durga Prasad. So how many family members you'll have in your family? 5 members. Who is going to take care of your family? So father, mother, parents, they're going to take care of your family. So father, mother. So parents, they're servers. They're serving the services to us. We are client, we are trying to accepting the services from our parents. I hope you got it. What kind of services they're providing for you? Emotional services, financial services. So always right. So maybe if you are having like, so if you injure with something, they're going to feel emotionally. And then if you need, so you need to join the course, then who's going to bother about that? Parents on, not Naresh IT, man. So Naresh IT, they're providing the, Naresh IT, they're providing the courses, they're offering the courses. You need to join the course in Naresh IT in the sense, you should make the payment, right? Fees. Then who is going to provide the fees? Naresh IT, they're not going to provide the fees. Your scholarship. No, right? So usually, so your parents, they are going to bother about those all stuff. They are providing services for us. Those are servers. Servers which provide resources. What kind of resources it is going to provide? Huh? Mahendra, client is a server request. See, okay. So in a technical terms, we are going to discuss. First of all, I'm trying to teaching exactly what is server. Our parents in our family, our parents are servers. They're providing few services. It may be emotional services, it may be financial services, different types of services we are going to accept from our parents, right? Servers. We are clients. Apart from your father and mother, remaining peoples are client, they're going to access your brother, your sister. So whatever it may be. So they're going to access the services from your parents, right, guys? So why, guys? Your parents, they're earning, because of that reason they can able to provide the services to you people's requirements and resources to you people's. So you are into very childhood now, right? So you didn't get the job, right? So because of that reason we are depending on servers, means parents. I hope you're clear exactly what is server and what is client. Server, it will provide the services to client. Client, it will accept the services from servers. Coming to our IT infrastructure. Guys, without server and client concept, there is no IT infrastructure, remember. Got it, guys? So why we need to use server and client concept? Administrator, he's a bit lazy fellow. We only, right? So we are using technology. With the help of the technology, we are reducing our work. So with the help of server and client concept, administrator is reducing his work. I hope you got it. How he's going to reduce the work, I'll tell you, don't worry. So first of all, try to understand what kind of server operating systems will have, what kind of client operating systems will have. Okay, so you people, so you know very well about Windows, right? You know very well about Windows. First of all, we'll discuss a little bit about Windows. Then we are going to compare with Linux. Then easily you can able to understand, right? So coming to Windows, guys, especially in Windows, we'll have two types of categories, guys. One is server category operating systems. Another one is client category operating system. Coming to server, will have NT, new technology, but it's a very old, guys. This is the name is new technology, but it's very old. Okay. So NT 3.0, 3.5, right? 4.0 and then 4.5. 5.0, they got renamed as a Windows 2000. Windows 2000 operating system. First, in Windows, they introduced to us NT. In NT, we'll have different versions. 3.0, 3.5, 4.0, 4.5, like this versions will have. 5.0, they got renamed as a Windows 2000. Okay, those all server operating system. Then they introduced to us Windows 2003. Then Windows 2008. Very good. Windows 2008, Windows 2012, right? Windows 2016, right, guys? Then Windows 2019, and nowadays we'll have Windows 2022, right? So 2022 server operating systems, those all server operating systems, guys. Okay, got it. We'll do one thing. So do you know about clients? Client operating systems? Yes, guys. Those all server operating system. 2012, 2008, and those all servers. So guys, and one more thing, we'll have R2 version also. 2008 R2 and 2012 R2. R2 means release 2. Release 2 versions. Means if they introduce to us 2008 at the time, we'll have bug. They fix the bug and then they release the one more version called R2. Like the same way in 2012 also. R2 version will have. Those all server operating system. Coming to clients. So coming to clients, you know very well about clients, guys. So 2022 is a latest server operating system. Coming to clients, right? Windows 95, Windows 98, Windows, then Millennium, ME, right, guys? Windows, Millennium, XP, Vista, Windows 7, then Windows 8, and Windows 8.1 also, I think we'll have, right? Yes, we'll have 8.1 also. And nowadays we are using Windows 10 and Windows 11 also will have, right? So recently they introduced to us Windows 11 operating system also. Right, guys? Those all client. So you have some awareness in client operating system, because in our laptops we'll have Windows 10 and 11. 10, 11, those operating systems are client operating systems. Okay, guys. This is server and it's a client. What is the difference between server and client? Why we need to use, usually we doesn't have server operating system into our laptops, guys. Servers are bit expensive. Server operating systems are bit expensive compared to client. So usually we are going to use the server operating systems into servers in real-time environment. So this is client operating systems. So in our laptops, so they are going to use client operating systems. Now, what is the difference between server and client? What kind of services it's providing to the client server? So your parents, they're providing emotional services and financial services. Like the same way, this server operating system, what kind of services it is going to provide to the client? Guys, coming to servers, will have few special features, will have few protocols. What is protocol? Server has more CPU. You are talking about missions. I'm talking about operating system, Chenmai. Okay, whatever it may be, CPU, RAM. If you're installing server operating system, it will become server until it is not going to act like as a server. Don't think one physical machine, it is a server. That is also a computer, but it's a strong computer because it having the good capacity, it can able to provide the services to the normal client machines. Don't think if you having one bare metal server, that is server. You need to deploy the services, then only it will act like as a server. You need to install the server operating system. You need to install the services. Then only that particular machine, it will provide the services to the clients. Got it? Don't think if you're purchasing one physical machine, it will act like as a server. Right, guys? For example, we'll have one strong person, bodybuilder, right? Compared to normal person, he's going to looking little bit strong, right? So if you are providing one job to him, then only he can able to perform his job. Until what he's going to do, he's going to sit simply. And the body unte matram labham cheppandi. I hope you got it, guys. You need to provide the job for him. According to your requirement, you need to provide the job. So we are going to recruit that guy as a bouncer. Then he is going to do the bouncer work. I hope you got it, right? Good. Mission is a different, operating system is a different. If you installing the server operating system, then only it will act like as a servers. Even if you're installing the server operating system, it's not enough. You need to deploy the services, then only it will act like as a server. Got it, guys? Right. So let's see here. So coming to server operating systems, we'll have few additional features. What kind of features will have? What kind of services will have? So protocols also you can say. Example, HTTP, FTP, DNS, DHCP, SMTP. So like this, 1023 protocols by default will have. Total 1023 protocols will have. Got it, guys? So what is protocol? What is protocol? It's a one piece of software. It will be bounded with few set of rules and regulations. So exactly what it will do, it will carry the data from one place to another place like as a postman. Got it, guys? Those all protocols only. HTTP protocol, FTP protocol, DNS, DHCP, SMTP, and those all stuff. Like this, how many protocols will have? 1023 protocols will have. 1000 TCP and those all stuff, it is communicate. Those all the protocol, it will be communicate with TCP only. TCP and UDP like this will have. Those all services we are deploying. Those services, it is going to communicate with one protocol that is called multiplexing and demultiplexing. No need to bother at present. First of all, focus on it. While we are discussing about networking concept at the time, we'll discuss. Try to understand what kind of services will have. HTTP, FTP, DNS, DHCP, SMTP, POP3, right? So TFTP, like the services will have here. So like this, 1023 services by default will have. Got it, guys? So what is this? What is a protocol? Protocol is a one piece of software. It will be bounded with few set of rules and regulations, right? What it will do exactly? It will carry the data from one place to another place like as a postman. For example, you are trying to deploying one website, guys. Why you are going to deploy the website? For doing the publicity. That's it, now. For example, if you go to Naresh IT website, so we can able to get the like information when they are going to start the courses. So like faculty name and those all the information we are going to get. Then how they're providing the web services for us? They're providing web service for us. We are accessing the web services from Naresh IT website. Means Naresh IT is a service provider. We are clients. We are accessing the services from our website. I hope you got it, guys. How they are trying to providing the web services for us. For example, so we need to provide the web service to our customers. So how you are going to provide? We need to purchase one strong machine, right? one computer, strong computer, right? Then we are going to install the few server operating systems. For example, Windows 2012 like that. And in this Windows 2012 R2, we have one protocol called HTTP, HTTPS. If you need security, we are going to add HTTPS. So if you try to deploying the normal web service, we are going to use HTTP. So we need to install the HTTP services web server into our Windows operating system. So inside this web server, we need to deploy our website. Then this web server mission, what it is going to do? So it is going to serve the website to the each and every client mission. I hope you got it, guys. Okay. So like this administrator, he's tried to reducing the work. So he's tried to deploying one website. So he's providing the web services to the each and every client instead of informing to the each and every peoples. So people that try to communicating with web server and they're going to get the response from the web server. So you're going to get the details. Not only web services, guys, we have 1023 services. Example, DHCP. Example, DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Guys, assume this, we have 100 clients into our organization. 100 missions into our organization, guys, client missions, right? So you got a job as a Linux admin. So you're responsible person to manage the infrastructure, right? So in your organization, you'll have the 100 missions. Those all the 100 missions, it connected with one network. This is a one small startup. They are trying to starting. You are trying to deploying this infrastructure. Assume this, you are trying to deploying this infrastructure, right, guys? So how many missions will have? 100 missions will have. So with the help of those 100 missions, we deployed one network. We connected one mission to another mission each other with the help of one cable. So we deployed one network, right? So physically it's okay, but logically it's not okay. If you're assigning the IP addresses, then only we can able to communicate from one mission to another mission. Then only we can able to transfer the data from one mission to another mission. Okay. So simple, man. In our class, we'll have more than 200 people, maybe 100 people in offline, online, and then maybe 50 to 60 people in offline. Okay. So around 150 people will have, right, guys? Okay. So I need to communicate to one person. Then how I can able to communicate? If I know your contact number, then only I can able to call. Like the same way, while you are deploying the network, physical network, it's not enough, right? So we need to assign the logical network, IP addresses. So if you're assigning the, how you'll have the mobile number, like the same way in one network, each and every mission, it having one IP address, logical address. With the help of this IP address, we are going to communicate from one mission to another mission. I hope you got it, guys, right? So how many missions will have? 100 missions will have. Only your administrator, only one person there is working as a system administrator there. Assume this. So you need to assign the IP address for 100 missions. How much time it will take? How much time it will take, guys, to assign the IP address for 100 missions? We need to switch on and we need to assign. Again, we need to switch on another mission and we need to assign the IP address. Like this 100 missions will have. Maybe it will take one day. Right, guys? Instead of assigning the static IP address for each and every mission, what we are going to do in the sense, we are going to purchase one strong mission, right? Like me, huh? So we are going to purchase one strong mission, right? And then we are going to deploy we are going to install the server operating system. In the server, will have one protocol called DHCP. So we are going to deploy the DHCP protocol, DHCP services. For installing DHCP, hardly 10 to 15 minutes if you're having the good experience. In this DHCP server, we are going to configure the range 1 to 100. Automatically, this DHCP server, it is going to provide the IP address for each and every mission through network. Like this, administrator, he's reducing his work with the help of server and client concept. Not only HTTP, not only DHCP, guys. will have 1023 protocols. According to our requirement, we can able to deploy the services. I hope you're clear, guys. Yes, no. What is server and what is client? How we are reducing our work with the help of server and client concept. So without server and client concept, there is no infrastructure in real time, remember. Clear? Yes, no. Yes, guys, online. Can you hear me? Am I audible? Right. So I hope you're clear about categories of operating system, right? Next, architecture of Unix, guys. So based on Unix architecture, so Linux machines also it will work. So yesterday we discussed, right? What is operating system? What is an operating system? Yes, guys. Interface between user and hardware components. Operating system is an interface between user and hardware components, right? Okay. So assume this is hardware, right, guys? So this is a hardware, right? Means our computer, right? So physical machine. So this guy is an end user. So this guy is a end user, guys. So can we able to interact with hardware component directly? It's possible. User is unable to communicate with hardware directly. It's not possible, right? So we are discussing about Unix operating system. Usually in Unix operating system, we are going to use commands to communicate to the hardware, right? Okay. So how we are going to communicate? With the help of commands, utilities. Got it, guys? So user, how he is going to communicate with hardware? So user is going to execute the commands. Example, ls, right? Cat, like this commands will have. Okay. So user, he's going to execute the commands. So with the help of those commands, we are trying to communicating with hardware like this. Most of the people they're thinking, no, guys. Command also, it doesn't know the hardware language. User, he don't know hardware language. Do you know hardware language, guys? Zeros and ones, can you able to understand? No, right? So command also, it's unable to understand the hardware language. Most of the people, what they're saying, so what they're thinking, not saying. So what they're thinking in the sense, command, if you're executing the command it is try to communicate into the hardware components and we are getting the result like that. No, guys. Command also, it doesn't know the hardware language, right? Command is a one predefined program. What is that? Command is a one program, guys. Command is a one predefined program. By default, we'll have one program. Got it? So those programs where it will execute. Those programs, it will be executing into shell. What is this, sir? What is this means? I'm unable to understand, Chinmay. Huh? What is ls? I will tell you, man. Don't worry. List command, man. Command. I said ls, cat, mkdir like that, right? So we'll have few commands. With the help of those commands, we are trying to interacting with our operating system, right? So user, he's unable to interact directly with hardware components because he doesn't know the hardware language. And user, how he's going to interact? User, he's going to execute the commands. Command is a one predefined program. Commands, utilities, whatever if you want, you can call. Right, guys? So example commands, I'm saying ls, cat, mkdir, right? Touch command. So like this commands will have, we are going to execute. So most of the people, what they're thinking, so commands that try to, commands it is try to executing, it's try to communicating with hardware. No, guys. Command is a one predefined program. Those programs where it will execute inside the shell. Inside shell. Got it, guys? So user, he will execute the commands. So commands, it will be executing into shell. So what is shell? What is shell? Shell is an interpreter. Shell is a interpreter, right? So coming to shells, we'll have different types of shells. So nowadays we are using RHEL 7, 8, 9, those all the version having bash shell. Bash. So bash shell, born again shell, bash. Born again shell, right? In olden days, we'll have SH, KSH, CSH, etc. Different types of shells will have. So bash is a successor of SH. Bash, it will support GNU. SH, KSH, CSH, those all old shell. What kind of features will have in SH, KSH and CSH? Those all the features will have in bash. You can say bash is a successor of those shells. I hope you got it, guys. Nowadays, each and every operating system, they're providing the bash support. Even in Windows also. From Windows 10 or 10 onwards, they introduced to us bash shell. We can able to activate the bash shell in Windows, but we need to do something into Windows. Even in Mac also, we'll have the bash shell. Even if you go to Ubuntu, we'll have the bash shell. All the latest operating system, it having the bash shell. We are going to execute bash program. Can we say bash commands, bash program? That's it now, guys. User is executing the command. Command is a one predefined program. So this program, it's unable to communicate with hardware, right? So commands where it will execute into shell. Shell is an interpreter. What is interpreter? Interpreter means, do you know about languages, guys? Programming languages. We'll have interpreter language and then compiler languages, right? So best example, very good. Best example, Python is an interpreter language, compiler language, Java, C, C++, and those all stuff. Usually, if you're writing the program in Java, what you need to do, you need to compile and then we need to execute. But coming to Python, directly you're going to write the program, you're going to execute, right? Means it is trying to translating the human language to machine language, zeros and ones. So that is called interpreter. I hope you got it, guys. Very good, right? So user, he will execute the command. Command, it will executing into the shell. Shell is an interpreter. So nowadays, we are using bash shell. Bash is the latest shell. So guys, don't think the shell, it's try to communicating to hardware. So shell also, it doesn't know the hardware language. We need one interface that is called kernel. Kernel. What is kernel? Kernel is a one piece of software. It's a heart of the operating system. It's a core operating system. Kernel is a one piece of software. Developers, they can able to modify very easily, right? For example, we'll have 7.0 version, guys. Maybe assume this the 7.0 version, it having bugs, right? They are not going to develop the 8.0 from scratch. Just they are going to modify the kernel version. That's it. In our Android mobiles, I think we'll have, when they're releasing the Android mobile at the time. So in my mobile, I have 11. Now I have 13. 13 only, no latest. 13 or 12? 14, huh? Yes, guys. Whatever it may be, while you are trying to purchasing, we'll have 11, for example, right? Then they are going to provide the updates for us to upgrade from 11 to 12, 12 to 13, like that, right? So from where you are going to get the updates? From Google, you are going to get the updates. That's it now. So they are going to release the new kernel version for us. We are going to download that kernel version. We are going to install, and it is going to upgrade from 11 to 12, 12 to 13, like that. Like the same way here also. If you having 7.0, okay. If you having any bugs into the 7.0, they are going to fix the bugs. How they are going to fix the bugs? With the help of kernel. They are going to modify only kernel. They're not going to modify entire operating system. We are not going to modify, guys. We are administrator, developer, they will modify. Got it? What is kernel? Kernel is a heart of the operating system. It's the core operating system, guys. Kernel is a heart of the operating system. It's a core operating system. Got it? So coming to kernel, we'll have two types of kernels. One is mono kernel. Another one is micro kernel. Got it, guys? Linux like machines having mono kernel. Linux, Unix, those machines, it having mono kernel, guys. Right, guys? So how to know the kernel version? Uname -a r-r. So this is a command we need to use to know the kernel version. Okay. Windows like machines having microkernel. So Windows like machine having microkernel. So I'm giving one task to you peoples. How to know the kernel version in Windows, you need to find. Tomorrow you can give the answer. In Linux, we know how to know the kernel version. Uname is a command. Uname -a r-r you can use. But in Windows, how we need to know the kernel version? Guys, each and every operating system it having kernel. Got it? Even Windows also. How to know the kernel version in Windows? Please try to search and then give the answer tomorrow. Right? Kernel is a core operating system. It's a heart of the operating system. Linux like machines having mono kernel or monolithic kernel, whatever if you want to can say. Got it? Kernel, it will manage device information. Kernel, it will manage device information, multitasking information, and file system information. Device information, multitasking information, and file system information. It will manage by whom? It will manage by kernel. So device information, multitasking information, and file system information, it will manage by kernel. I hope you got it, guys. What is kernel? Guys, kernel knows very well about shell language as well as hardware language. This is an interface. Clear? This is interpreter. This is interface. So it's an interface between hardware and shell. I hope you're clear. Right, guys? Okay. So for example, we are trying to providing one task to our operating system. So example, 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to. So we executed few commands. Those commands that will executing into the shell. Okay. So from shell 2, it will carry forward into the kernel. Kernel, it has carried forward into the hardware. In our hardware, we'll have one component called processor. Processor, what it is going to do? What is the use of processor? Processor is a brain of computer. Processor is a brain of computer. It will perform arithmetical logical calculation. Actually, we are going to call ALU, arithmetical logical unit. Processor, it will perform task like this. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. This result, it is carried forward into the kernel. Kernel, it will provide to the shell, and finally we are going to get the output on top of the monitor. Got it? How if you try to providing the like process to the operating system, it's performing. It's providing the output for us. Clear, guys? I hope you got it. This is a architecture of Unix. So based on Unix architecture, Linux machines it will work. So I hope you're clear. Yes, no. Yes, guys. If you're okay, then I'll start Second chapter. First chapter completed. First chapter means basics only, man. Okay. So what is the difference between operating systems, different types of operating systems, and those all stuff we discuss. So let's see. So codes content, I'll show you. So this chapter it got completed, guys. History of Unix, history of Linux, right? Difference between Windows and Linux, types of operating system, and architecture of Unix. Then how to install the operating system, right? Okay, anyway, we are unable to install the operating system, but I'll give you some information, what is virtualization and those all stuff. How many of you know about virtualization, guys? Sir, why you are using Windows instead of Linux? Where, man? Chinmay? So Chinmay, Linux, it's not a user friendly. This is my personal laptop. This is not my office server. This is my personal laptop. I need to watch the movie. So it's bit difficult to you peoples to watch the movies in RHEL 7.0. Okay. It's bit, see, we are not going to play the games with server operating system. First of all, remember, we are not going to install the PUBG. We are not going to install the like VLC media players and those all stuff in real-time environment. This is my personal mission. So I'm watching movies and then I'm doing my personal work. So Windows is a comfort for me. Because of that reason, I'm using Windows as a base. Right? So we are discussing for server side. For server side, no one they are going to use Windows, remember. Already yesterday we discussed 70 to 80% they migrated from Windows to Linux. Clearly I said for server side. We are not going to play the games with servers, first of all, remember. This is my personal, man. I purchased my laptop, right? I have my personal work. I need to like do my personal work. So Windows is a comfort for me because of that reason. But in servers, this is not enough. Okay, right, guys? So today, what we are doing in the sense, we are trying to deploying, we are trying to installing the Linux operating system, right? Then from now onwards, I'm going to use Linux only, Chenmai. Okay, I'm not going to teach anything related to Windows. I'm using Windows because this is my personal operating system. See, guys, I need to watch like Amazon Prime and those all stuff, right? Then Windows is a comfort for me. This is my personal operating system, no, man. Yes, no, right? Okay. So first chapter completed, and we are discussing about RHEL 7.0, guys. So no need to ask the permission. You can ask directly. It's not a problem. Okay. Vikram, see, can I ask one question like this? No need to ask permission, unnecessary time waste. If you're having any doubts, directly you can. Okay. Right. Right, guys. Okay. So now, guys, RHEL 7, server or client? RHEL stands for Red Hat Enterprises Linux. Enterprises Linux means always for enterprises server only. But we can able to use this operating system as a client also. If you didn't install any services, it will become like as a client. But you can install services maybe in future, right? And here in this course, we are not discussing anything about servers. This is basic Linux. How we need to interact with our operating system, we are going to discuss in the 20 chapters. Clear? So how to install the operating system, we'll discuss now. Right, guys? Okay. Yes, Vikram, you didn't ask anything. I'm waiting for you. Yes, Vikram. Right, guys. Ah, yes, yes. What happened? Sir, can I use multiple kernel? Ah, we can use. Vikram, we can use multiple kernel. But you are not into that much of knowledge, right? So we are into very initial. We can use multiple kernels. Multiple kernels means multiple versions we can able to install, and then we can able to install multiple operating systems also. Got it, guys? But in one operating system, if you're updating one kernel, right, it is going to update. If you want to can uninstall, and then if you want to can use old kernel also. Got it? For example, we'll have 7.0, man. We got a new kernel update 7.4. Then by mistake you are downloaded and you install, but you need 7.0. You are not comfortable with 7.4. Maybe you are facing some problem. We can able to uninstall. It's not a problem. In future, I'll tell you, don't worry. With the help of M mystery and those all stuff, we can able to do those all. We can able to retrieve. Okay. I3 is more than enough. Right, guys. Multiple kernel in the sense in one operating system, or you are asking about different operating system? I'm unable to understand, Vikram. See, for example, you'll have 7.0. You got a new kernel update called 7.4. So what you are going to do, usually you are going to download and then you're going to update 7.0 to 7.4. But you need 7.0. So we have the possibilities we can able to use, we can able to uninstall 7.4 version, right? Otherwise, you'll have 7.0 operating system as well as 8.0 operating system. Both you need to use into same mission, right? At the time, we are going to deploy the multiple kernels. Actually, this is not a right time. Your people, you are going to get confused, man. So you're into very initial stage, right? So we can able to install both the operating system. While you are trying to starting at the time, both the kernel versions it will show you. 7.0 kernel it will show you, 8.0 kernel it will show you. Then according to your requirement, you are going to choose the kernel and then we need to log in into our operating system. Got it? Which one you need? Tell me, Bikram. Yes. Okay. So definitely we'll discuss. Don't worry, right? While we are discussing about TM command at the time, you can able to understand. While we are discussing about operating system boot process at the time, you can able to understand. This is not a right time to discuss those all stuff. Anyway, already I have given the answer. So I need clarity. What kind of like kernel you are saying, like you are saying about update or you are saying about multiple operating systems? Vikram, yes, are you there? Right. Okay. So let's see guys here. Yes, I didn't get any clarity from your side. I didn't understand the question properly. Which one you need? So let's see guys here, how to install the operating system. Guys, I'm not going to install the like Linux operating system into my laptop directly because I'm teaching online and offline both, right? We're discussing online and offline both, right? Yes, no. So if we are trying to installing the like operating system directly into my laptop, what will happen? It is going to reboot. We are going to lose the internet connection. So we are unable to install into directly into physical hardware, means directly into our laptop, right? So how we are trying to installing, in a sense, we are trying to using virtual machine to install the operating system. Virtual machine. Got it, guys? So we are trying to installing the operating system into virtual machine, right? What is virtual machine? What is virtualization? Okay, guys. How many operating systems we can able to install into one machine? How many operating systems we can able to install into one laptop? Two. Maybe you can install multiple operating system, but we can able to use only one at a time. For example, we are trying to installing Linux as well as Windows both, guys. Okay, into our laptop, right? If you switch on, what will happen in the sense? Dual boot only. Okay. So if you switch on, what will happen? It will show you both the kernels. Windows kernel it will show you, as well as means Windows operating system it will show you, as well as Linux operating system, both it will show you, right? According to our requirement, we need to choose. According to our requirement, which operating system we need to start, we need to choose. Means in one mission, we can able to use at a time only one operating system. But actually the thing is, we need to use multiple operating system at a time. It's possible, guys, directly into physical machine. It's not possible. So it's not possible. Only one operating system we can able to install. So because of that reason, it's a little bit drawback for us. Maybe if you're trying to installing the multiple servers. Okay. Okay, guys. How many of you know about Gmail? Gmail, guys, Gmail account. How many of you have the Gmail, guys? Almost like, right? Everybody they're having the Gmail, right? Okay. Assume this. Do you know how to create the Gmail account? Yes. How? How to create the Gmail account? Tell me. I don't know. Yes, guys, tell me. I don't know how to create the Gmail account. Huh? My mobile number. Chennai. First of all, we need to connect the internet to our laptop, right? That's it, now. Without internet, can we be able to create the Gmail? No, right? So we need to connect the internet to our laptop. Then what we need to do? We need to open web browser, right? In web browser, what you need to type? HTTP Play Store. Mobile. So, nice. I'm talking about in laptops. Okay. Right, guys? So we need to open the web browser, Google Chrome, IE, and those all stuff, right? So we need to open the web browser, and then what we need to do? We need to type, very good, https://www.gmail.com. So you're going to visit to the Gmail website, right? Then what do you need to do? We'll have an option called sign up. We'll have an option called sign up, right? So we need to click sign up option. If you click the sign up option, you are going to get one form. Web application you are going to get, right? Web form you are going to get, right? So first you'll have username, right? So you have username, and then you need to provide your contact number and alternate mail ID, right? And then you need to provide contact number and then you need to provide your address and those all stuff, right? So like this details they will ask, right guys? So we need to provide the details. Okay. And then contact number, right? So got it guys? Email ID, right? Okay, address. Like this we are going to provide. Clear guys? I hope you got it, right? So those all the details we need to provide. Those all the details where you are storing. We are going to save those all the details into your machine. No, where? You are providing your details, man, to create the Gmail account. Those all the details where you are storing, where you are saving. Huh? Sir, your mobile number is encrypted. Yes, my mobile number is encrypted now. Okay. Right. So, so clear, guys. Usually, Gmail peoples, they need to provide few services. With the help of those services, we are trying to accessing this web application. So what we are trying to providing the details to the Gmail, they are going to store into the Gmail database server, not into our laptop. Got it? So I hope you're clear, guys. See, few people's what they're thinking in the sense. So if you're opening the Google, it's coming from your laptop. No, guys, Google, we are going to get from the Google server. Google server, it got located somewhere in USA. We are trying to accessing, we are giving the like request to the Google server. Google, it is providing the response to us, then only we are getting the Google page into our laptop. Like the same way, we send the request to the Gmail to create the Gmail account. And Gmail peoples, they need to provide few services for us. Now you can able to understand very clearly what is server and what is client now. We are clients for whom? Google, Gmail. Gmail, it's providing the mail services for us. I hope you got it, guys. What kind of servers Gmail he need to maintain minimum? We are trying to requesting the website with the help of HTTPS. HTTP means they need to maintain web server. Got it, guys? They need to maintain web server. So let's see here. Assume that somewhere we'll have Gmail organization in USA, and those peoples, they're maintaining web server. Okay. This is one web server. Okay. So guys, server means computer only, but it's a little bit strong computer. Sorry. This is a web server. Easy to type in. Right, guys? So we need to access the web services from web server. Then DB server, database server, to provide our data to store the data, database server. Then how you are trying to accessing the website, guys? With the help of www.gmail.com. So guys, system, it can able to understand the names. Then how we can able to resolve the like host name to IP address? Using DNS. DNS server. Using DNS server, what they're trying to doing, they're trying to resolving the host name to IP address to host name. Each and every website, it having IP address, it doesn't have the host name. We are trying to resolving host name to IP address using DNS server. Got it? And then they need IP addresses automatically, right? Then for IP addresses, maybe they need to maintain DHCP server. I hope you got it. Like this, they need to maintain the multiple servers. Then only we are going to get this web application. Otherwise, we won't get. Right, guys? Those all the multiple servers, if you are trying to installing into one machine, what will happen? Web server, database server, DNS server, DHCP server. Those all the services, if you try to installing into the one operating system, what will happen? So maybe like the traffic, if it is got increased, it is going to pass the response for us. We are unable to get the response. The server, it is going to down. So because of that reason, what we are doing, we are trying to installing the different services into the different machines. So for example, here, according to this diagram, we need to maintain the 4 servers. To maintain those 4 machines you need to purchase. It's expensive. Those 4 machines we need to keep into one corner. We need to maintain the temperature. We need to maintain the power and those all stuff, right? Unnecessary, we are wasting our place, and unnecessary, we are keeping those all the machines without any work in one corner. And that too, we need to maintain the temperature. We need to maintain the proper power and those all stuff. Yes, no. Instead of maintaining the 4 to 5 machines, if you're maintaining one machine, then place we are reducing. Yes, no. And maintenance also it got reduced. Only one mission will have, right? In one mission, we are trying to deploying those 4 services. How? In one mission, we can able to install only one operating system, right? Right? Yes, no. So how we can able to deploy the 4 services into, if you try to installing those 4 services into the one operating system, maybe sometime it is going to down. So we need individual missions to deploy those all. So what we are doing in the sense, we are trying to purchasing one strong mission. I hope you got it, guys. So we are trying to purchasing one strong mission. Okay. This is server, right? So what we are doing in essence, we are trying to installing one base operating system. It may be Windows, it may be Linux, it may be Mac, it may be some different operating system according to your requirement. According to my laptop, I have Windows 10 operating system as a base. I hope you got it, guys. Windows 10 operating system as a base, right? So one operating system we installed, guys. What we are doing in a sense, we are trying to depending on few third-party virtualization application to divide this physical machine into multiple virtual machines. This is my laptop. I'm trying to dividing this laptop into multiple virtual laptop using virtualization applications, third-party applications. Virtualization applications. For example, different vendors, they're providing for us different virtualization applications, guys. So for example, we'll have the laptop. Laptop is one product, right? We'll have Lenovo laptop, we'll have Dell laptop, we'll have HP laptop, we'll have Asus laptop, right? Different brands, different vendors, they're providing for us one product called laptop, right? Like the same way, coming to virtualization, different vendor, they're providing for us different virtualization applications. You can say hypervisors also. So Windows is a vendor, he's providing Hyper-V, hypervisor. Linux is a vendor, he's providing for us KVM, kernel-based virtual machine. Okay. Arkel is a vendor, they're providing for us VirtualBox. Everything is same, guys. Virtualization applications only. Vendors are different. That's it. And we have one famous vendor, VMware. VMware is a very famous. So VMware is a one vendor. He's providing for multiple virtualization applications. Workstation, VMware vSphere, vClient. Right, guys? VMware Fusion. Guys who have the Windows laptops, better to use VMware Workstation. I'm also using VMware Workstation. So latest version is a 17.0 Pro. Don't worry, how to download, how we need to install, I'll teach you. Try to understand the concept. Right, guys? So VMware Workstation I'm using to create the multiple virtual machines. Right, guys? So if you want to can use VirtualBox also, if you want to can use hypervisor also, but hypervisor, virtual, this VMware Workstation, those all not open source. KVM and VirtualBox open source. And in the AWS, guys, how many of you have completed EC2? In AWS, what kind of hypervisor AWS people they are using? Remember, Zen hypervisor and Nitro hypervisor. How we are using workstation 17.0 into our laptop, right? Like the same way, AWS people, while you are trying to launching the EC2 instance, at the time they're using Zen hypervisor. Zen is a little bit old. Nowadays, they're using Nitro hypervisor. Got it? Nitro hypervisor, it belongs to AWS only. Got it? While you are launching EC2 instance, it is going to deploy on Zen hypervisor and Nitro hypervisor, right? Like the same way, we are trying to installing the one hypervisor called workstation. Workstation, right, guys? So with the help of this workstation, what we are doing, we are trying to creating multiple virtual machines, guys. This is one virtual machine. Okay. This is one virtual machine. VM means virtual machine. So in this virtual machine, we are going to install one operating system. Guys, it's not like this. We need to install only Linux. You can install anything. It may be Linux, it may be Windows, it may be different operating system. Depends upon your requirement. Okay, assume this we are discussing about Linux because of the reason. Assume this we are trying to installing the Linux operating system. In this Linux server, we are trying to deploying web server. I hope you got it, guys. Like the same way, we are trying to creating one more virtual machine. Guys, how many virtual machines we can able to create? Depends upon your hardware, your system capacity. Got it, guys? Depends upon your hardware components. And this is DB server, database server. So again, you can create one more virtual machine. You can install DNS server. Again, you can create one more virtual. You can install DHCP server. Like this, multiple virtual machines you can create. Actually, we'll have the drawback because of the reason nowadays people's they introduced us Dockers. That is a different story totally. No need to bother. At present here, we are discussing about Linux. This is enough. Because we are trying to creating one virtual machine. We are installing the operating system into virtual machine. I hope you got it. What is virtualization? Virtualization is a revolution in technology, guys. Virtualization is a revolution in technology, right? We can able to divide one physical machine into multiple virtual machines. In AWS, EC2 is a virtual machine. EC2 is a virtual machine. Got it, guys? Right. So how to create the virtual machines and those all stuff tomorrow we'll discuss, right? I'll share one link and then you can download the VMware workstation from that link. Let's see, guys, here. This is a link and those keys, it belongs to 16 guys, but 17 keys I will provide you tomorrow. Don't worry. So this is a link. So for online, I'm trying to sharing this link into your guys. I'm unable to share, guys. I'm unable to share. I think I can now. Okay. So use this link, guys. Use this link and then download the workstation. Workstation 17 Pro is the latest version. Otherwise, you can Google it, man. You'll get it's not a big deal. Okay. This is VMware official website. Guys, don't download for Linux. We have only Windows operating system into our laptop. You need to download for Windows. Click download, automatically it is going to download. Guys, who have the Mac means Apple computer, rich peoples, right? So, okay. So who have the Apple computers, please use VMware Fusion. Who doesn't have the proper laptops, better to use EC2 instance. Minimum configuration, i3 is enough. Minimum i3 is enough. Don't ask, sir, I have only i7. i7 also it's okay. More than i3, okay? So few people, they're asking like that, right? Okay, i3 is enough, guys. i3 is more than enough, right? So dual core processor we need. If you having 8 GB RAM, it's good, guys. You're going to get the good performance from your operating system. 8 GB RAM. Even if you're having 4 GB also, it's okay. We can able to manage, right? But we have some performance issue, right? Clear? Hard disk, whatever it may be, 40 GB hard disk is enough to create the virtual machine. 500 GB hard disk is more than enough. This is a prerequisite. And one more thing, your laptop should have the virtualization option. Don't use before 1990s laptops, okay? It doesn't have virtualization option there, right? So you should have the virtualization option. I think like always nowadays people they're using new laptops only. It will support. Who doesn't have the configuration like this configuration laptops, please don't force to your parents to purchase the new laptop. Imran sir, he said, so we need to purchase new laptop, then only we can able to deploy like that. Don't do that like that, okay? Better to use EC2 instance, that's enough. ఓకే ఇంటికి వెళ్ళి ఇమ్రాన్ సార్ కొత్త ల్యాప్టాప్ కొనుక్కోమన్నారు మా సంబంధం లేదు కొని అని చెప్పి ఏడిపికండి ఇంట్లో వాళ్ళు అర్థమవుతుందా బెటర్ టు యూజ్ ఈజీ టు దట్స్ ఎనఫ్ రైట్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ virtualization then benefit of virtualization. What is the benefit of virtualization? अभी तक क्या बोला था मैं? What I said no as of now, those are benefits only, na? What is the benefits, man? We can able to deploy the multiple servers, multiple services into the single mission, man, using virtualization concept. We can able to divide one mission into multiple virtual missions. We have one laptop. We are trying to making this laptop into multiple virtual laptops. Means instead of purchasing the 4 to 5 laptops, what we are going to do, we are going to convert this physical laptop into multiple 4 to 5 virtual laptops. That is a benefit. Under drama and so అలా ఉంది పరిస్థితి link is not opening logically deny. Why it is going to deny? I'm using the like link in front of you only, right? Then you people, I don't know from where you are going to get like this errors. Same link only I copied and paste into this where into Google Chrome, right? Then I am getting. So why you are not getting? I'm unable to understand. Don't worry, Google it and then you will get. Open Google and search VMware Workstation 17 Pro and then you're going to get this link. It's not a big deal. Right? Okay, guys. See you. See you tomorrow. Bye. Take care. Guys, tomorrow we are going to complete the installation, how to create the virtual machine, how we need to install the operating system into virtual machine. Both will complete tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, don't miss. If you miss day after tomorrow's class, it's a bit difficult to you people to understand Linux. Your wish. Right? Swapna, we'll see. Actually, I'm not going to decide management, they're going to decide, right?